everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we will dive into TypeScript, the game-changing superset of JavaScript, and explore how interfaces, types, and classes can supercharge your development. Let me share my screen and let's begin. So let's begin with what is TypeScript. TypeScript bridges the gap between flexibility and stability in JavaScript by introducing static typing. It ensures that you catch bugs before they hit production. And why use TypeScript? Well, with TypeScript, you can avoid surprises and make your code base cleaner, safer, and easier to manage. Static typing in TypeScript ensures you always know what kind of data you are working with. No runtime surprises. So here we have a function with JavaScript, and function greet is accepting a parameter called name. And basically you can pass any type of variable, the value you want here. You can pass a number and you won't get any error, but you will definitely have an unexpected behavior. On the other hand, TypeScript will avoid that error in advance. Now, let's dive into interfaces in TypeScript. Well, basically, interfaces mostly used for describing a huge object's shape. For example, like we have a real world entity like a user. So you can go and use an interface here to describe the user object's shape. And just like a blueprints for real world entities, okay? And what are the types? Like we have interfaces, mostly a way of use for describing the objects, and then we have the type aliases. Like this is for simplifying the types, right? So the types aliases will make your code more cleaner and easier to maintain when you are describing a type of mostly a function type, okay? Like here, for example, we have a function get user info and it's accepting a parameter ID. So you can go and create an ID type that is going to have string or a number. And so that way we are simplifying the type of a function. And for that, you don't need to create an interface, but use just type alias. Like right now, the ID is going to be an alias for a string or number type. Well, classes, we all know that the classes let you define a blueprints for an object and making it easier to structure and reuse your code. Well, we can combine the TypeScript in the classes as well. When we create a class, the properties of the constructor can be can have a type in advance, just like here we have a product class and we have the name and price properties, and those are also in the constructor, right? So we can go and define each one of them as a string and number. And also we have a display function, and it's going to return a string. Just like that, we can describe all of it by using TypeScript. Now, let's combine interfaces, types, and classes to create a more flexible, scalable, and reusable code. Here, I created something very easy, but you can take the idea and apply it to more complicated examples. So we have a describable interface, and that interface is having a function that is supposed to return a string. And describe method must return a string. And then we have the car class that is implementing the describable. What is happening here? Well, because the car class is implementing from describable, it must have the describe method that is going to return a string. Why? Because it is going to inherit everything from the describable, right? And and we have the brand here, the string. This is a property belong to the car class itself, and it's going to store the brand of the car. In this case, it's Tesla. And constructor, right, is a special method used to create and initialize objects of the class. When you create a car object, you pass the car's brand as an argument, and the constructor assigns it to the brand property. Just like that. Like, I know this is a very, very simple example, but as I said, you can take the idea and implement it for a more complicated examples. So following these best practices, like using the interfaces for object shapes mostly, and use the type aliases for function types and unions, and catch errors early by defining types for variables and parameters, and pay attention to naming in conventions. If it is going to be a Pascal case or a Camel case, you will become a TypeScript pro in no time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more TypeScript tips and tricks.